Hey everyone, it's Natalie here with Mondays at 11, and I have been gone for a few weeks because I didn't become disenamored with my 8.5 by 11 vertical priorities by Plum Paper Planner, but it did just become awfully cumbersome for me to carry around. So I honestly haven't been using it much the entire month of September because I went back to a regular full-time job that's at the work site, you know, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, rather than having a job where I could work part-time from home and part-time in the office. And so the 8.5 by 11, while I loved it for being at home and all the size that it offered and allowing it to kind of do everything all in one main hub, I loved that part, but the portability part of it, I just couldn't do it. It was like carrying around like a 2-inch 3-ring binder every day, and it just wasn't very practical for me to carry around back and forth every day. It wouldn't fit in any of my purses. I didn't want to buy an extra purse that was like the size of a small suitcase. So I ended up ordering the A5 size in the vertical priorities. So I'm just going to kind of do a size comparison right now, and then also just show you what I got in my new A5 vertical priorities, and I am excited about this size a lot. So just kind of showing you the size, you can kind of really tell the difference in the size right now. This one here is my 8.5 by 11 vertical priorities Plum Paper Planner. And then I don't have a 7 by 9 Plum Paper Planner, but I did have some covers left from an Erin Condren 7 by 9, which is the 7 by 9 size. And so I laid out that cover here to show you the size difference. And then here is my A5 vertical priorities Plum Paper Planner in the A5 size. And so as you can see, when they're all lined up on top of each other, there's not a huge difference from, I know that the Erin Condren covers are just a smidge smaller than the Plum Paper Planners from what I've read online. The 7 by 9 Erin Condren covers don't quite cover up the tabs, like they don't quite cover up the tabs, but this kind of gives you a pretty close idea of the size difference. So the A5 to the 7 by 9 overall size-wise isn't that much of a difference, but the 7 by 9 to the 8.5 by 11 is a huge jump. So if you are wanting everything all in one place and you don't mind either carrying a huge planner with you, or if you're just going to leave it like at home or on your desk at work most of the time, I did really love the A5 for being able to have everything all in one place and being kind of a central unit for everything. But like I said, it just was too much for me to carry around everywhere. So these are the three sizes kind of side by side: the A5 Plum Paper Planner, and then this is what a 7 by 9 would be, and then this is the 8.5 by 11 Plum Paper Planner. So I'll take out the 7 by 9 one, since this isn't technically a Plum Paper Planner. This is an Erin Condren, excuse me. And so just comparing the A5 to the 8.5 by 11, you can see it's quite a bit of difference size-wise. So, and if you're wondering about the difference on the insides, let me get to an open spread here. So the coral is the 8.5 by 11, and the purple is the A5. So size-wise, as you can see, the A5 doesn't have the box at the bottom that the 8.5 by 11 and the 7 by 9 has. This one does have, the A5 has 16 rows here in this bottom box, whereas in the 8.5 by 11 there are 14 rows, and the width of the rows are the same if I line them up here, as you can see. So writing wise, top to bottom, you're going to have the same amount of width from top to bottom, but there will be a difference in the column width. this way. So for the A5, this is 4 centimeters across, and from the bottom to the top is 15 centimeters. And to compare that with the 8.5 by 11, this is 6.2 centimeters across, and well, I should measure it from, if you want just the, not counting the box at the bottom, it is 15.5 centimeters from top to bottom, but the full length in the 8.5 by 11 size is 19.5 centimeters, this full column length. So that kind of gives you hopefully a little bit of an idea of the size wise, you know, one on top of the other. That's kind of a little bit, it gives you a little bit of an idea of the difference size wise. The thing that I did notice the biggest difference in is the calendar month, the 2-page calendar month. Let's see if I can get this in here. I did like this size of the 2-page per month calendar month. It has nice big boxes to write in, and in the A5 size, obviously the calendars have to be quite a bit smaller. So this will take some adjustment getting used to, is using these smaller. They're not even full squares, they're like little rectangles. So as you can see, one on top of the other, it's quite a size difference from the A5 to the 8.5 by 11. If anybody wants to hop on, if you've got measurements for the 7 by 9, that would be great if you want to add those measurements. The box size for the 8.5 by 11 in the monthly squares, we're looking at 4.5 centimeters by about 4.7 centimeters tall for the monthly. And then on the monthly in the A5, you're looking at 3 centimeters across by about 3.8 centimeters tall. So that's the biggest difference that I've noticed so far, that this will be the hardest part to get used to. Honestly, the 2-page monthly is where I struggled the most with what to put there. So I'm probably not going to put a whole lot of stuff here. Obviously, one, because there's not a whole lot of room, and 2, I just kind of always struggled with what to put here. Mainly I put you know, like the weekends that my daughter's with her dad, or if we have a hair appointment, I just kind of put like timed things of where I need to be, so that if I'm out somewhere and I need to schedule something, I can quickly look at this layout and see you know, appointments that I have coming up. So this will probably be no more than just kind of an appointment scheduler for me. So with all that said, if you want to see, I'll go ahead and do a quick flip through of my A5. Shoot me a note in the comments if you have any more questions about the size difference between the two. The coil is the same size. This one's a little bit thicker because I'd already put quite a bit of stuff in this one, but the coil is the same size. I maxed out the 8.5 by 11 with add-ons, and I maxed out the A5 with add-ons, and they both have the same size coil, which is 1.5 inches. So there's that too, if you have any questions about that. I could put these together here if you just wanted to see the 7 by 9 and the A5 together again. And again, this isn't really apples to apples because this is an Erin Condren 7 by 9, but it should be pretty close. And if you wanted to compare it to the A5, let's see, the coil would go in about there. So this would be the A5. this is the A5, and then this would be a 7x9 size. So you gain a little bit of writing space with the 7x9 size without really adding, I mean, it's going to add a little bit of bulk, but it's not going to add a ton like it would from the A5 to the 8.5x11. So let me just see here. I'm just going to check my video here and make sure that you guys can see this. Yep. Okay, so this is from Plum Paper Planner, the A5 vertical priorities layout. I got the, let me take that on, I think that makes the glare a little bit less from the from my ring light. So this is the A5 vertical priorities layout from Plum Paper Planner. This was the September cover of the month, and I absolutely love it. I think from what I saw online, a lot of people got this cover, so I'm really hoping that they add this to their continued cover options that we could order at any time, because I absolutely love this cover. So I like coffee, I like tea, I like the aesthetic of it, I like the colors of it, I just love it. So I did ask them when I ordered it, I asked them if they could clip it, because if I do want to make this an interchangeable cover, I didn't want to have to go in and clip this all myself. And so in the notes I asked if they could clip it so it would be interchangeable, and they did do that. So if you ever think about doing that, you might want to go ahead and do that, because they will do that. So then you've got your basic splash page here with your "This planner belongs to" 2019 calendar 2-page spread, 2020 calendar 2-page spread, the special dates spread, and then another spread where you can set this up however you would like. I'll do another video once I kind of get the basics laid out in this one, and I'm gonna set it up a lot like I had my 8.5x11, because I did like what I had going on in that planner. It just was too big. So I did an October start because I wanted to start as soon as I could, and so I went ahead and did an October start. Honestly, I will probably use this through July, and then come July I will do an August through July start, and because that's my preferred monthly months that I like to go. My daughter's school starts in August. I've just kind of always, my mind has just always kind of worked on an academic year, and so I will likely do the August through, I'll just use this October through July, and then we'll go forward with an August through July spread. So I went with the October start. It has your monthly page here, and then the 2-page layout. This is again the vertical priorities layout, and this time I named my boxes. This box I did quote. Here I did wellness. I labeled this one habit tracker, and then for my top box I did schedule, and my next box I did money. I'm just going to track spending there for the day. And then the A5 size, it doesn't have that box at the bottom where I did have dinner before, but I'm just going to write what we have for dinner down here on the last line. So I think that's going to totally work fine. And then as far as the add-ons that I got, I did mostly dispersed add-ons this time, and I did ask them to put the add-ons in this particular order, and they did that. So if you get more than one add-on, if you want them in a particular order, I believe you can just add that in the notes. Like I asked to have my bills add-on and my budget add-on together, and they put those together. So I didn't really care about the other ones, how they went, but they did do that for me. So I was pleased with that. Their customer service is amazing. I absolutely love it. So I did my bills dispersed add-on, and then I did the budget dispersed add-on. And I really like this reflection at the end of each month, so I did that dispersed. And then shopping lists, I do weekly grocery pickup, and so I'm just going to do one for each week, and then if there are other things that I need, I'll just do those on the back. And then I did a sheet of graph paper, which is something that I really did like about switching to the A5. The 8.5 by 11 didn't have graph paper as an option. It only has the dot grid and the lined note pages, so I was really glad to be able to switch to one that has the graph paper. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And then I also did graph paper at the back. So I think I did 20 sheets of graph paper here at the back. So, and let me see if I'm missing anything here. I did my 20 sheets of graph paper tabbed at the back. And then, as always, at the end of each notebook, they have 2 pages of dot grid paper, and then they have a page of my contacts, and they have the US holidays, and then a 2021 schedule, and then a pocket. And then I asked for 2 of the vinyl page protectors. So I've got 2 of those that I can put like my work schedule and, you know, whatever in there. So that's what I went with, folks, and I'm looking forward to setting this one up over the next week and getting it ready for an October 1st start. So if you have any questions, let me know. If you are thinking of getting a Plum Paper Planner, if you want 10% off, shoot me a note in the comments in the bottom. If you give me your email address, I can put your name through my onto their referral page, and then you'll get 10% off, and I get, I think, $10. So if you want 10% off, if you've never ordered from Plum Paper Planner before, let me know and I can sign you up for that. And other than that, yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. So I'm excited to get this one set up. That's my favorite part of a new planner, is setting it up and using it and seeing how it'll work. So I'm hopeful that this one will work well for me. So if you like what we're doing here, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the notifications bell so that you know when we have new videos, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, bye.